Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style, coming to answer your colour and style questions. First one in the lucky dip today comes from Jen, who says, my biggest challenge is dressing up my relaxed style enough that I feel put together appropriately for church, dinners out, social functions, etc. So when we're thinking about how we can dress up an outfit, and I've talked a little bit about this before, think about, we want it to feel comfortable, so it's who you are. So if you have a more relaxed style, think about your style a bit like a sandwich. So if we think about a relaxed style, it might just be a cheese sandwich or maybe a cheese and ham sandwich. Not a lot in there, maybe cheese and lettuce, but it's not too fancy. We've got the bread, which is very relaxed, and then we've got a little bit of filling, which makes it a little bit interesting, but not hugely interesting. So what we want to think about is if you've got a more relaxed style, it's making it a fancier sandwich rather than turning it into a gourmet dish. And that's working out what would work to dress your style up a little bit more. So it's like thinking about the flavors. Like, we have sweet, we have sour, we have savory, we have, salty, we have bitter, we have, textural. There's all sorts of different things you can add. So, do we want crispy and crunchy in our sandwich, or do we want soft and gooey? So all those things can impact on what we are deciding on to put in our filling. So if you think about, like, I've got just a cheese and ham sandwich, maybe adding some pickle, which has a little zestiness to it. It's got a little sour, it's got that vinegar in it. That's just going to add that little bit more interest to it. Or do we want to add some beetroot that makes it more earthy? Like, if we're thinking about an outfit, it's the same sort of thing. So how can you add different flavors to it that still are, they go together, but they're making it more interesting? So is it an accessory or two? So maybe it's adding, like today I've got a little whippet pin, I've got a popcorn, I've got, some little earrings, I've got a ring, my glasses, my hair's done, it could be those sorts of things, some little elements of style too. Otherwise, I'm wearing a pair of jeans, I've got a jacket on, so that could add something more interesting. It's more dressed up than if I was wearing a cardigan or something softer. So thinking about style is a bit the same way as if we think about, say, a jacket is more naturally formal, it's a bit more raised up, versus a cardigan or knit is further down on the relaxed scale. So it's like, if I just want to, dress up my jeans, putting a jacket on automatically makes it a little bit more formal, a little bit more dressy, so more appropriate for some of those situations. So it's thinking about different elements of style and thinking about, well, how do I add a right flavor in? What flavor do I want to add in? Do I want it more sweet, more salty, more sour, more vinegary? And then, just like you would with food, then how do I do that in my clothing? Because we can think about it in the same way. It actually makes complete sense if you think about it in so many ways. That if I want something to be more edgy, so you could look at bitter is more edgy, say, or spicy is more exciting. So how do what do I think of in clothing terms to be more edgy or more spicy if I want to add those elements to my style? So I'd say it's looking at what you've got, making sure they fit well so they're not sloppy, and then going, well, how do I add that little bit more formality in? So when we're thinking about formal clothes, they are, more structured, more classic in their style. That's going to add a bit more kind of dressed upness. Or dramatic clothes, which are more kind of bold and dynamic, and maybe it's a bit more color, maybe also it's a bit more structure, maybe it's a few more angles in your clothing. All these things, when we think about them, can be used to create an outfit that works for you for the different occasions in your life, where sometimes, we can dress it down. Maybe when we go out, we just add a scarf, or we add a jacket, or we add something that just gives it that little bit more formality, like we make our sandwich more interesting with some beetroot or some pickles or, something else, depending on your personal taste. Because, of course, we've got to be doing this with your personal taste rather than adding something that is not you.